You guys don't know this song?
No, never heard it. And
Spiders and Snakes? You really? Me too. Oh my God, this is such a song. All right, we're showing our age difference now.
That's a great song, Lisa. Let's get started,
yeah,
okay?
Great job. Okay,
Welcome to the Take a Listing Today podcast,
so alone.
where our hosts Jim Studebaker and Todd Robertson give you strategies to get you out of the office right now, so you can take a new listing today. And now, here's Jim and Todd.
Yes, it's Jim and Todd back here, the Take a Listing Today podcast. I'm Jim, and that's Todd.
And our producer in the corner, Lisa Gray, in the house.
Hi, Happy New Year.
Yes, Lisa was just entertaining us with some oldies from back when, I don't know, before our time, right?
Way before our time. We didn't know.
Spiders and Snakes. Leave a comment below if you've heard the song Spiders and Snakes.
And you were a radio DJ.
I was. That was not on any station I worked for.
And that
ever.
song never made it to Bakersfield, California, I'll tell you that.
Well,
okay?
that's not, that doesn't mean.
But it was Wisconsin, number one in Roanoke, Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Is that the name?
number one in that city.
Racine.
Out of 4 songs that made number 1.
All right. Well, welcome to the Take a Listing Today podcast, the podcast designed to give you the information you need to go take a listing today. On today's show, we will discuss something great. It is... I didn't bring my sheets in here. Wait. See if we can salvage this.
We're on track. We're doing great.
We will discuss how you can hit the ground running in 2022 with these 3 real estate business tools. And before we do that, we're going to call some people, right?
Yes, and I have my sheets.
Oh, well, aren't you fancy? Well, we're just going to flip over to you while I go get my sheet.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Run like the wind.
This is live.
Run
right?
like the wind.
Live on the air.
Yep.
So the first person I'm going to call.
Lock the door.
Oh, you know what? Let's call.
Lock the door.
Yeah, we should. And then it's going to be the Lisa and Todd show. It becomes the Lisa and Todd show.
Who are we calling?
Let's call. Do you have that person that you were talking about that you had talked to?
No, I looked through my notes. It's not in there.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's sitting on my desk.
All right, so we're going to call another. All right, it's going to be the Lisa show in about a minute.
You're going to fire all of us?
You go get your thing, then I'm going to lock you both out.
Okay.
No, I'm going to call Jim Young. So Jim Young just left this amazing review recently. He said, I've been using ProspectsPLUS to farm for years, and my ROI runs 14%.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. So anyway,
Let's get him live and ask him a couple questions. He sounds like fun.
Are we still in the air here? Sorry, I had to take a small break there. Well,
yes, we survived without you.
Even in the Joe Rogan show, that happens.
Is that okay? I feel better now.
Yeah.
Does Joe Rogan have a producer that allows him to not have his show notes in front of him?
They get very loose at times,
Yes,
let's
you
just
mean
say.
a producer
Okay, good.
used to working with adults? That kind of
Oh,
Adults.
adults. What does that mean?
Your call has been forwarded to an...
All right, we are now going to talk about how you can hit the ground running in 2022 with 3 real estate business tools. Now, let me ask you a question. Are you ready to tackle 2022 and leap forward in your real estate business? Well, following are some strategies that will help you hit the ground running.
And make sure to incorporate all 3 of these. Don't put in 2. Don't just do 1, because your competition is not going to be incorporating these 3 things.
That's exactly right. And they are 3 ideas. Idea number 1 is to plan your path with the interactive real estate business plan. Now, if you have a specific income goal, the best way to achieve it is to follow, of course, your business plan. Business plans don't have to be intimidating. In fact, our fine sponsor, ProspectsPLUS.com, has a 1-page interactive business plan that is super easy and helps you calculate your path to your goal based on your previous success.
And I like what you said there about easy, because when people think of business plans, right, if they didn't know about this, they're thinking the big 20-page overwhelm.
totally.
And then it's so overwhelming, you go to your desk and there's your business plan. You're going, okay, I don't even want to open it or look at it.
If you finish it, you never want to look at it again. Or
Right.
you think you have to have a degree in business, right one. Yeah, this you do not.
Right.
And I love that this, not only is it free, Prospects Plus allows, has it available free for agents, but that it's interactive. So you can go to the link and just plug it in. And we're going to do that in a few minutes. Plug everything in right there, 1 page, and get the information you need to reverse engineer your year.
And here's the thing about a plan, right? And everybody knows this listening and watching. If we don't have a plan, us, you guys, then watch this. You fall into somebody else's plan who is ever stronger and more congruent, because that's the one who's going to win.
And you want to set your own plan.
Correct.
Not be in somebody else's plan, because you're not going to be number one in somebody else's plan.
Exactly. And this lets you play with the numbers and let you decide how strong do you want to go? How many systems do you have in place? What else do you have to do to get that number higher? So this lets your mind think as you're playing with it.
Right. So now the fine folks at ProspectsPLUS.com have this available for free for you, and we're putting a link to that in the show notes. Correct, Lisa?
Yes, we are. Yes,
All
we
right.
are.
And we're also going to magically show it on your screens right now.
Yes, we are. So we're gonna go. Ooh, that
there
was
it is.
magic.
Wow. The 2022 Real Estate Business Plan.
Yeah. So again, what's so great about this is you will notice all of these blue areas, light blue shaded areas throughout this one page. And those are areas that you can input your own numbers. And then the rest of the areas are numbers that will then be calculated as a result of what you input. So the first line says my income goal for the next 12 months. Right now it says 500,000. I think that's a wonderful goal. We're going to go ahead. I'm just going to put 300,000 because I already have 200,000. So I just need another
Right.
3.
All right. Perfect.
Just another 100 grand would be fine.
I'm
You just
good.
got it in the bank chilling.
Right.
Right.
The average commission earned per closing, we've got in here right now 7,500. I think that's a great number. And then let's go ahead and move down the page a little bit. The next section. So what we're doing is we're filling in all of these blue sections that are shaded in blue first, and then we're going to look at our numbers after we're done. So I'm down at number 6. Listings are the name of the game. A good listing agent's income is 75% listings sold and 25%
Love
sales.
it. Love it. Oh, make sure you guys that are listening, write that down right there, because the great agents in the country will have that ratio. Will you say that ratio again?
75% listings sold and 25% sales.
That means you're playing at an unbelievably superhuman level, and that's where the superstars are playing.
Yeah. So number 6, it says average percent of listings taken by my office at close during the listing period. So right now we have 60%. What do you think? Should we keep that in there, or should we up that a little bit?
This day of age, I would make that 80.
That's what I was thinking too. That seems a bit low. So we're going to put that number, we're going to change it. And again, this is based on your personal experience. You can base it on last year, or you can base it on an average, but we're going to input 80%. The next line, average percent of sales contracts written by me that close. So again,
I would bump that down, I think.
the 75%.
Because you've got more people trying to buy your houses, so not every contract is going to go through.
So maybe 60%.
Well, and here's the other piece of magic. As you're going through this, as you're watching Lisa go through this, it's you can take a look at yourself and go, ooh, if I get better in this category, I'm going to get better results here. So it's letting the agents take a look in the mirror and say, ooh.
How everything impacts everything.
Yes.
That's really what it's doing. Yeah, you're right. You get your results and then go, I wonder if I was able to close 70%. I wonder if
So you might go to your broker and say, hey, I'm weak in these 2 areas. Help me. And guess what? They're going to help you. That's what they're there for. So
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to jump down to number 9, appointments needed to obtain 1 listing. So you know that number. Is it 2 appointments to obtain a listing? We're going to leave it at 2 right now, but you got to plug in your number. And number 10 on the list is number of contracts needed to obtain 1 appointment. So, or I'm sorry, contacts, not contracts. Contacts needed needed to obtain 1 appointment. So these are the touches that you have out there. We've got 50. We can go ahead and leave it at 50 for now.
All right, 50 sounds fair.
Yeah, and that really depends if you're calling, if you're cold calling a geographical area or going after your SOI. Obviously, you're going to have different numbers.
So now we've got everything plugged in, and we can go ahead and look at what our objectives are. So this is the last section here, and then we're going to go back up to the top and see some other really cool numbers. But let's just look at objectives right now. Number of new listings I will obtain in the next 12 months, 38. Number of listing appointments needed annually. So to get that 300,000, you'll need 38 new listings in the next 12 months. Okay, so that's important information you have now. 300,000 in revenue. I'm going to need 38 listings. Number of listing appointments needed annually. 75 appointments to get the 38 listings. Remember, we plug that number in above the 50% or the 50 contacts, 1 appointment, etc.
So it's less than 2 a week. So that's not undoable.
No.
Correct.
Number of listing appointments needed per month. 6 listing appointments per month, and number of listing appointments per week, 1. Number of contacts needed per week to reach my listing goal, 72. So this is a lot of information. Now you know what you have to do every week of 2022 to hit that revenue number of 300,000.
Right.
And as Todd said, if you want to change any of this outcome here under objectives, you're going to have to fool with some of these other numbers here. You're going to have to up your game in a certain area to change these ratios and these outcomes so that maybe you don't need to have 72 contacts in a week, etc. And, I would imagine a strong sphere would help that.
Right.
Because now you're not completely cold touching people. You're touching people who know you. So maybe it is less contacts then to convert.
Right. And everybody out there listening and watching, they have their go-to, right? Some people are expired, so they would type in that expired number, or not a lot of for sale by owners right now. Now, so here's what I love about what Lisa just explained going through that, those of you listening and watching. I think this is an incredible tool for a real estate office. So let's say there's a real estate office or a broker watching or listening right now. This could be a sales meeting, by the way. I mean, if I ran that office, I would want each of my people to go through this and let's do it together. So we know who's strong, who's weak. Oh, why is that number there? Great. We're going to spend 2 hours working on this every day to get that number better. Or you could take your accountability partner in your office. You know, we're buddies. We hold each other accountable. Boom. So Lisa, me, 3 of us go in the conference room and do it. So it's a great assignment to work on collectively or as an office.
Yeah. And a broker should do this for any new agent coming into the office. Let's set your year up for success. How much do you want to make? Fill in the blanks.
Yep.
And now you kind of have a roadmap of how to get to.
That's phenomenal. Think about on the interview, the first interview, they say, boom, here, I'm here to help you win. How many brokers are going to have that tool or pull it up?
Right.
0. So,
Except for the smart ones watching the show right now.
Correct.
Yep. And this type of reverse engineering, there are so many sales reps out there in many fields, not just real estate, that don't understand how you get to that end point. They just don't get that this actually becomes math. It really does. How many people you're touching each week, how that's converting, and then you go week by week by week, and suddenly you get to an end result.
Well, and it's like exactly what you're saying is what every great business owner knows. Like if you're in the hotel business, you know your numbers. If you're in the restaurant business, you know your numbers. You know, hotels know occupancy. They know how many people are eating this item in the restaurant. So same thing here. I mean, that's great. I mean, your idea of having that during the interview is incredible because that's making that person feel like, boom, hey, I want to help you win. And if there's some very big discrepancies there, or the person says, oh, no, I don't think, no worries. Let's work on that for the next 3 weeks and get that number tighter so we can get you that figure.
It's a great way to start your career.
Yeah. A couple other numbers that are up at the top, just from us plugging in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines of data, 6 lines of numbers. It's not a 20-page business plan. 6 lines of data that you actually should know. Most of this off the top of your head, really. You've got all of this information. So 3 other things that it divulged, this number calculation that we did, is number of closings required to reach the goal. So for this $300,000 a year, you're going to need 40 closings. Number of sales required to close to hit my goal is 10, and then number of new listings required to close to hit my goal is 30. So all of the information is there. And if you follow this week by week, once you've calculated this, I mean, you can only win. You can only end up where you want to at the end of the year. And you know what would be a great thing is maybe quarterly you go back and look at this again, plug in your numbers.
Great idea, because it's going to change.
Are you on track?
Yeah. And if you're off track, don't beat yourself up. Just start clean. Right?
You can also download this. So once you have your information in, download it, get it up on the wall near your desk, get a laminated copy that you keep in your car so you're looking at it while you're out driving. You know, make sure it's everywhere. Yeah. Tape it on the mirror in the bathroom. Have it everywhere.
Why not?
So that's our first tool. So
the interactive real estate business plan. Idea number 1. Thank you for keeping us on track, Lisa.
You bet.
Number 2, you're going to love this one as well. Budget for your marketing with the ROI Calculator. And you might be saying, what the heck is that?
There's a cost to marketing and a cost to not marketing, right?
Exactly. I think we might be showing you the ROI Calculator very shortly.
Yes, we are.
But you really need to have your marketing plan. Then you need to create the budget for that plan. And you need to include things like your marketing, your car expenses, dues and insurance, and any other area where you spend money each year. Now, to help you create that budget, use an online ROI calculator like our friends at ProspectsPLUS.com have for us. And you see it on your screen as we speak, the ROI calculator. Yes. So, Lisa, show us how that works,
I will
please.
do this. This is another really cool tool. You already have some of this information from the last tool, right? You know your annual listings, etc., that type of thing. So what we're going to do here is we're going to plug in a few numbers, and then based on the numbers we plug in, so if this year I need to get, or I desire to have 24 listings. That's my goal. I want 24 listings. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in, and guess what? You know this number, again, from the business plan. So let's say it's 24. So that's the first thing I'm going to plug in, number of annual listings. Next question, percent of listings that sell. So we've got it at 50% right now. Again, I think that's a little low. I think we could.
Well, and even though the market's hot, we got to remind people here, don't take overpriced dogs because
that number, your ratio gets messed
correct.
up. Response rate percent. 1%. So that's response rate for your marketing. Conversion rate of that response rate is 20%. That's what we've got in right now. You change that if you feel it's different for you. And then commission per listing, we have $7,500. That's what we put for the business plan. That's what we have here. And then we're going to go ahead and hit calculate my ROI. So for those numbers, if you are after 24 annual listings, you will need to mail annually 4,320 postcards, which will create 43 new leads and 9 transactions. The cost for that, so now we've got our annual marketing budget. The cost for that is $3,000 a year, $3,300 a year. And guess what the revenue will be for that $3,300 you've spent? $67,000. So by spending $3,300, sending out 4,000 postcards over 12 months.
Right, and even if the number was half of that.
Yeah.
I love what you put on the screen here, because here's what this does to me. If I'm watching or looking at this as a realtor, this tells me I got to tighten up my game in a few categories, right? And you guys know this watching and listening, because if you want these numbers to be better, all you have to do is get better at a couple things. Right. So think about qualifying, right? Over the phone. Is it an inquiry? Is it a lead? Is it a real prospect that I could turn into an appointment? And also, how efficient am I at my listing appointment? So as a realtor, and go to your broker, you've got all these tools in there, because the tighter you get at your game, these numbers are going to rise. It's going to be shocking.
Right. And if let's say last year you hit 100,000, this year you'd really like to hit 170,000, up it by that much. Here you go, $3,300, and you're on your way to really getting that revenue up where you want it to be.
That seems really inexpensive.
It's right here on the calculator. It's showing it as a 2,000% return on investment.
It helps put it into perspective, pretty easy.
Right. So great tool. There will be a link in the show notes. This is a free online tool. Both of these are free online tools.
How does this place make any money? Prospects Plus, how do they make money?
Magic. They have a genie lamp.
All right. Apparently so. Okay. So idea number 2 is the ROI calculator. Idea number 3, to wrap it all up.
Ooh, are they ready for this?
I don't know. If you're not ready, you might want to pause the show. Only those of you with strong constitutions, please continue to watch.
Please.
Idea number 3, automate your marketing with scheduled postcard campaigns, or, dare I say it, market dominator.
Go ahead. You know why we have to put this point in here? Because years ago, you guys know this did not exist. We had to do everything boom, boom, boom. So now, if you want or if you choose, you can have this done for you. Meaning all your marketing, right? If I'm a realtor, I don't get paid to design, edit, layout, cut, paste. We know that, right? Now we have companies that can do this. And I, as the realtor, can go back and say, what do I get paid for? I get paid for being great at prospecting and being great at that presentation. And if I could set up one time postcard and have it go out for the whole year, or Market Dominator, boom, I order it and it's set it and forget it. Simplicity is power. Now you're 90% ahead of every single realtor out there, because they're scrambling. What do I do?
I love talking to agents that have done automated postcard marketing or the Market Dominator, and they understand the real
Yes.
value in having this work done for you by professionals so that you can get on to the business of having a real estate business and grow it. I see many agents that they start with one campaign and all of a sudden they have multiple campaigns going on.
Smart, they layer it.
Or they've got the Market Dominator out there and they've got another niche campaign or SOI campaign or a holiday campaign, a reoccurring campaign going on out there. So yeah, it's great to talk to them when they get it. Once they do it and they get it, they're on board and they're grabbing multiple campaigns so that they don't have to deal with it.
100%. I had a conversation today on the way into the studio. And the guy says, he goes, so how long does it take? We got to go back and forth. I got to get you information. How long does it take to build it every month? I go watch the video. I said, here's the thing. Simplicity is power. We paralyzed agents in the past. It was going back and forth. And now all you have to do, upper right-hand corner, is handle your profile info. He goes, seriously? It's just set it and forget it? And I could go, he goes, finally. That's what he said today.
Yeah.
So it's magic because, watch, our job as a marketing company, if you're using this stuff, is to get your marketing piece past the trash can, floating around the house.
Right.
And now you're winning. And we're going to hit more consistent than the average person.
And 3 months ago, if you wanted your postcards to go out automatically, you'd have to pay your high-priced assistant to make that happen.
Right.
Correct.
Now you go to their website and it just happens. No extra charge.
Right. And
That's pretty nice.
And to set up a campaign, remember we timed me
What was the time?
Yeah.
It was
37 seconds.
37
to
seconds.
set up a campaign.
And she's slow. So you guys could do it in like
Most people
18.
are-
for a
right.
year. Half that time for most people.
Right.
Yeah.
She said slow internet was the problem.
Right.
And-
Slow internet.
And the funny thing about that 37 seconds, that's the same for a 1-year campaign, 2-year campaign.
Isn't that crazy?
Sending it weekly, it doesn't matter because all that
Under a
information
minute.
is right there. You're literally clicking a drop down real quick.
And if you have challenges, we have a phone number that you call, and we have fine people here to help you out with every product or any need that you have.
You want to change it, cancel it.
Right.
Easy.
Yeah, very easy. So here are 2 highly effective options that you can use. Number 1 is some automated postcard campaigns. Prospects Plus offers over 40 different recurring postcard campaigns in 10 different categories, including SOI, farm, investors, renters, holiday, absentee owners, expireds, FSBOs, and recruiting.
Think about that. You guys can now surgically prospect in an area. Think about that. Go after high income renters in this market should be buying. Some of them are going to have good credit. They're already thinking. Go after empty nesters. Set up one time and be done with it. Mm-hmm. And guess what? He or she with the most systems in place wins the game. So each week that we come in here, our objective is to help you. You're not going to use everything, but you might pick 4 or 5 things and watch. You're going to win the game because 1 or 2 are not going to be working all the time. The market's going to be changing.
Exactly. And speaking of changing markets, this is set up so nicely that if for some reason you are so busy that you don't need more leads, you can stop the campaign anytime you want. You can pause it. You can reschedule it. So you're not like committed to it. And they only charge you as the postcards go out. So you're not spending a ton of money on your year of marketing.
Which is nice.
That's amazing
goes.
because I know there's at least one other company doing something like that, but you pay for it all in advance. Can you imagine?
That is scary.
2-3 months in, you don't want to send anymore, and now it happens to that whole year of money.
Or they're in Nigeria or Bermuda.
You can also update your mailing list. So when you want to add people to your list, new people that you meet, add them into your campaign. It just happens automatically at the next mailing. So it's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Then this is only for the serious players out there. High level, type A.
Type A personalities, the people that, hey, who did I speak with yesterday? It was so funny. I go, you're just like me because, attention span, and they do like 18 things. So the market dominator is what we're talking about right now. And if you go into products, it's near the bottom, second one to the bottom. But there's a video there. You can watch the little 6-minute video that will give you every detail, including price. And I'll just say this about it. If you want to hit mailboxes, if you're going to do some farming, if you want to hit mailboxes, there is nothing better in the country, bar none, for the price than the market dominator. And watch the video and just qualify yourself in or out and just see if it's something for you. And here's what's great. You don't ever have to deal with it. It's not like it used to be back and forth. Boom, you fill out your profile. Our job is one thing, get you bypass the trash can floating around the house. So we figured that part out.
And it works. It's wonderful. You were mesmerized over there.
No, I was just thinking of something unrelated. for a second. Well, it's related, but never mind.
Okay.
No,
We'll ask about that after the show.
And the professionals in-house that design the Dominator, they're using marketing psychology with the intention of making sure that Dominator gets inside the house. There are certain things that are going to appeal to the majority of homeowners that are going to make them want to bring it in the house.
Good point. And our graphics people, they're also weaving in on the front, and you can go right underneath my video and click on See the Dominator. It's a blue button, and that's the actual January content. Hundreds of thousands of those are hitting the streets. Our graphics team realized one thing that hey, let the realtor do what they do best.
Right.
We'll do what we do best.
Right.
And outside of a family member or referral, you get the business, you get the listing, because they realize you're going to market at this level. What if I gave you my listing?
Right.
Boom.
You're going to market that the same way.
Same way.
Right.
Right.
All
Wonderful.
right. Well, that's all there is. The 3 easy steps. Does everybody remember? Number one
was what?
interactive business plan.
Number 2, ROI.
ROI calculator. And number 3,
Every business owner goes over their ROI. And number 3, you have to do it. Automate.
the marketing.
Boom.
Wonderful. Are we calling more people, or are we saying screw that?
I mean, are we cutting that bit from the show?
No, that's not a bad word.
How's that bad? I mean,
there's no kids watching.
There would be loose doors everywhere if you could not.
Correct.
We're going to try Jim Young again.
We're going
He's the
after
one
Jim.
that's winning tomorrow.
He's back home after prospecting. He's sweating. He's been prospecting 2 hours.
Do you think so?
Hello, it's Jim. Can I help you?
Jim, this is Jim and Todd and Lisa from the Take a Listing Today podcast calling for Prospects Plus. You know that place?
Prospect Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent a lot of money there. How can I help you?
Oh, good.
Hey, you're live on our show. We're actually calling to say congratulations, ask you a couple questions, and give you a chance to win a gift card. And
are we telling him he won?
Yes.
Jim, right. you are actually the big winner of a contest that Prospects Plus has running right now. Congratulations.
Oh. Well, Happy New Year to us all.
Happy New Year to us all. So Lisa is going to tell you what you won, but we're going to ask you a couple of questions because we have people listening and watching around the country, and you're doing some great things out there. So share with us or the listeners, what are you doing and what's working for you right now?
I'm an old farmer. I love farming. It works great for me. And Prospect Plus, I do all my just listed, my open houses, my under contracts, and my just sold cards through Prospect Plus, and I design them myself, and it works.
I saw your postcards. I noticed there's a very specific design there. I have a feeling that you have cultivated that design over time, and that is the one that really, really works for you.
That's true. I have. I've gone through. You can go back into my file. Mm-hmm. You've seen a lot of different things I've come up with, but I've been complimented the most with when I fill it up with those pictures that you see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, do we have a file on him?
So,
yeah.
Okay, good.
So I've been sticking with those for about 6 months now.
Yeah, looks really nice. You did a great job.
Jim, what would you say to an agent listening or watching right now? Here, this will be live early January. What would you say to an agent listening or watching right now that's thinking about, boom, I got to put a business plan in place. It's January. I got to go make things happen. Coming from your place, what advice or what thoughts would you give them?
I think as difficult as it is with listings now, it's a great time to go after them because most of your top agents aren't spending any money. They're living off their SOI. And if you go into your MLS and you check the communities, you're going to see that nobody has any real market share.
Interesting.
I'm actually getting ready to open up 2 more farms next week.
Wow, that's awesome.
To try to take advantage of the next 6 to 8 months of lack of inventory.
Beautiful.
So that's and I also do my farming a little differently. I know when I used to teach these programs that teach you, mail them out once a month, and in 6 to 7 or 8 months, people will recognize who you are. When I start my farms, I mail every 2 weeks for 6 months.
That's awesome.
So I get a year's worth of farming in 6 months, and usually the low hanging fruit shows up a lot sooner.
That's great.
That makes sense?
Smart idea.
That's incredible. We actually talked about that on today's podcast, that perception becomes reality. And think if you're marketing that strong outside of a referral or family member, they're going to go, wow, if he's marketing that strong, I'm going to give that guy my listing, because imagine what he would do if we give him our listing, right?
So, Jim.
Absolutely.
So, Jim, tomorrow it's announced in our email and on our blog that you won a $125 Prospects Plus gift card. We're going to give you an opportunity to double that right now to $250.
Oh, this might be the biggest we've given away.
$250.
Well, that's the total.
It's gone up this year.
It's gone up.
Wow.
Yep, double it.
Jim, this might set us back. Hopefully you get it wrong.
I'll make up for it next week, I promise.
Jim's going to ask you a question.
Jim's going to ask you a question. Put your thinking cap on. There's a lot of money on the line.
There is a lot of money on the line. We've never had a question worth this much money.
We've never, and I don't know if you have a copy of the book, Become a Listing Legend. I imagine you do based on your results out there. Do you have a copy of that yet?
I think it's in my. I still have filing cabinets, so yeah, I think I've got one in there somewhere.
Okay, let's get it out of the filing cabinet. No. Get it out of the filing cabinet. This book,
I'm sitting in my car right now, so I'm not going to be able to cheat. So I'm just going to have to wing the answer.
Perfect. All right. Well, Jim, I'm going to read you the question and 3 possible answers. Just tell me which one is correct.
Jim, good luck
Easy as
here,
that.
because Jim's questions are a little out there. Good luck to you, sir.
Here we go. Who plays the main character in the movie Mean Girls?
Oh, jeez.
Is it
What?
A? I've never heard of that movie. Anyway, is it A, Lindsay Lohan, B, Courtney Cox, or C, Gwyneth Paltrow?
I don't know where he comes up with these, Jim. Jim, just throw a guess out. It's a lot of money.
Obviously, he doesn't want to give away the other $125.
Clearly. You're very intuitive, yes.
No, wait. No, come on.
Because we're quoting a movie none of us have seen.
None of us have
So
seen.
Mean Girls, who knows? Let's go with Courtney Cox on this one.
Courtney Cox. Be
Courtney
good to
Cox.
him. Be good to him.
Is that the right answer?
Jim, you would have loved it. You know what? Let's give him another chance,
That
because
is not
Yeah, that
the
was
answer.
crazy.
Lisa, do you agree? Let's give Jim
Yes.
another.
One
Okay,
more
Jim.
time.
All right, correct answer, Lindsay Lohan.
Oh,
He needs another chance.
nobody would have got that
He's
right.
launching 2 more farms. He's got to get this $250.
All right. Well, we have
right.
another one here.
Just ask me what letter comes after A in the alphabet.
I like your thinking. Look at that. He wants it.
We would not have a question that easy on this show, Jim.
Close to that.
But this is almost as easy. Here we go. Let's try this one, please. Which watch company has a pointed crown as its logo? Is it A, Breitling, B, Cartier, or C, Rolex?
Let's go with Rolex.
You're going for Rolex. Is
Final
Rolex.
answer?
Is that it?
Oh, Jim.
Congratulations.
Damn.
Todd, what does Jim take away from our show today?
Jim won a gift certificate of the highest amount in Prospects Plus history, which is how much, Lisa?
$250. That's the $125 from tomorrow.
$250, and we're going to send you a signed copy of my book, Become a Listing Legend, because the other one is lost in your filing cabinet somewhere. And
let's send him a T-shirt so he remembers to find your book in the filing cabinet.
Jim, we're going to send you some swag from our show. Thanks for being a participant and playing along with us. You've been great. Keep up the great work out there.
Thanks, y'all. Happy New Year. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
I'll send you an email.
Happy New
with your
Year.
gift
Thank you.
card. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, a winner every time. $250. We can't keep that going on for long, can we?
Whoa.
That is something. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, I kind of like this music. You know, today's show is brought to you by our friends at Prospects Plus. Don't forget to visit their website, ProspectsPlus.com, where you find all the things that make it so much easier for you to become a real estate superstar. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.